everyone. We have a very distinguished alumna with us, Dr. Shivani Bhat from the batch of 2017, who made us really proud with an All India rank of 11 in the recent NEET PG exams. Hi Shivani.
Hi ma'am, thank you so much. My strategy, it evolved over time, so I feel there's no one perfect strategy or one perfect source of information. It all depends on how much effort you put into it, and that's how much you get back from it. So many people subscribe to a lot of different sources and stuff like that, and that happened to me in the start as well. I spent almost a month trying to figure out which was the one perfect course which would give me all of the information needed. Then I realized the main thing in studying is just to start, to pick one source and just to start with it. After that, you need to keep going at it. You need to maintain consistency while you're studying, and it'll take some time to see results, but you need patience for it. I made it a point to mention KMC Mangalore in any place where I was asked about my NEET strategy. So that is because it really has made such a huge impact in my preparation. Because starting from the first and second year, so we have the preclinical and the paraclinical subjects which are taught. The faculty put in so much effort into teaching us in all different ways possible. They tried to come up with innovative ways of teaching and interactive learning sessions, especially during small group teachings. So I feel having a strong base helps a lot, especially when you come to tackling clinical subjects. Because in clinical subjects, it's just about understanding and applying what you already know. And especially with the way that the exam patterns are changing, they're going more towards a clinical approach. So that was also a reflection of what I've learned over here in postings, for example. We would have just 3-hour postings every day, but every time we took a class, the professor who was teaching us, they would try to look beyond the theory and come to the application side of it. And at that same time, I would relate things that I learned in basic sciences to things we're seeing in the patients every single day. So, and it wasn't just didactic teaching. I noticed that in clinicals, the more effort we students showed towards the class that is being taken, the extra effort the professors put into going out of their way to teach us even more. So since MBBS itself, since I was a part of the council and I tried to help out in other activities as well, I've developed the habit of being able to balance both studies along with other activities. So I felt that is very important, especially since I started preparing after internship. I had the benefit of being able to stay at home and study for an entire year. Not everyone gets that, and but that period is also a little stressful because I studied using online platforms, so it's just me in my house studying. I don't have anyone else around, and that can feel a little taxing at times. So I try to make my day a mix of socializing along with some kind of physical activity to de-stress. So my day it would generally start with, maybe I'd go swimming for an hour with my friend, or I would go to the gym and work out. Then I would come back, I would study for a bit until lunch, and then lunch would be a very well-deserved break. And after that, I would study again until evening, and then in the evening, I would make it a point to go out and meet my friends or go out with my family, followed by another short study session before bed. So I felt having a balance between all these various aspects kept me sane and it helped me focus on the studies as well. I used almost exclusively just online resources because I feel the way of studying for NEET PG exam or even INI-CET unfortunately is very different from how we study for our MBBS exams. What I did was I took a course by Cerebellum Academy called PTR by Dr. Zainab Vora. After that, I also used an online platform called Marrow, which has, as of now, it has the best question bank around with a variety of questions and very detailed answers given to the question. MBBS exams, you sit there, you have a question, you have a good amount of time to write down whatever you know. But for this, it is completely different. You have a question and the answer is in front of you. You just have to find out which one is the answer. So you have to be efficient in the way you read the question, and how quickly can you come to the most logical answer out of the 4 options. For that, what I did was I just started solving questions. So solving questions not just to know the answer but to know why the other options are also wrong. Especially in this year's NEET paper, a lot of the questions were from topics we would not have read generally. So even that you have to answer. Just because you don't know the topic doesn't mean you can just leave that question. Other than this, I think maintaining consistency was a really difficult challenge. So what I realized is I can't expect myself to be at 100% every single day. What is important is that at least I study something every single day so that I, stay in touch with the topics. So even if it was 10 minutes, even if it was 10 hours, I would make sure to study every single day. I have met some honestly amazing people here at KMC Mangalore, and the friends, I kept in touch with them. It's easy these days because we have the internet and we have social media. So through that, I was able to keep in touch with other people who are also part of the same journey. So we just talk to each other, and since we have the same problems, you can relate to each other, and it feels a little. It feels like a supportive environment even though they're not really there. And coming to the staff also, several of them have actually kept checking up on me over the last year, and even called me before the exams to wish me good luck and tell me that I have the capacity to do something. So I feel that made me want to try harder, because if someone else is giving me this kind of support and believes that I can do something more than what I thought I could, then I should at least give it a chance. So last 2 months before the exam, unfortunately I had to stop all other things such as going to the gym or meeting people. So I would wake up in the morning and immediately I would pick up my iPad and start studying on it. So because the last 2 months are extremely important. So I would wake up, I would start studying, and then when I absolutely needed a break, I would take my time to completely relax so that I could start again and be as efficient as possible. So I focused on like high yield topics because there are some questions which you absolutely cannot afford to get wrong. Those are the initial few hurdles that everyone will cross. Because in the exam what happens is the difficult questions have the same amount of marks as the easy questions. I also went through the previous year questions just to have an idea of how the examination body sets the questions. Yeah. My family especially have been extremely supportive. Like not one day, did they tell me that you're just sitting at home and not contributing to the household in any way. They just, they understood that this was the time that I needed, and they would make sure to check in on me regular intervals, and occasionally we would go outside for a drive, and just to be at peace for a little while. Initially, even I did not give much importance to the mock tests. What I thought was that I will finish studying everything and then I will take a mock test to assess how much I know. But then so many people berated me about it, that that is not how you do mock tests. And now I realize the importance. Even if you have just started studying and have no idea, you have to take a mock test. That gives you a baseline value of where you are at. And then, just as important as taking the mock test is reviewing it after the results come. So when you review it, you can categorize the questions you got wrong based on why you got them wrong. Is it an error of recall? Is it because you did not understand the question well? Or is it because you have your concepts wrong? So when you categorize it into this, you can realize what is important and what you need to focus on. I can't tell you that feeling that was there. I was not even able to comprehend if I was excited or shocked. What it was, what I did was immediately I went outside my room and I told my mother the rank. And then she's like, really? So she was also, in a state of shock. So yeah, but this turned out to be a lucky day for me. So it was just absolutely unbelievable. It's difficult to believe that, it has finally come to an end and that all the efforts have paid off. Advice, I would say, go at your own pace. Don't compare yourself to others, because everyone has different capabilities, everyone has different ways in which they study. So while you're comparing and you're trying to be better, try to compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Try to become a little bit better every single day, because if you compare yourself to someone else, then you're just going to feel demotivated, and I have been there. But when you compare yourself to the person you were yesterday, you have a very realistic, threshold to cross. And another thing I would like to say is I see a lot of people who just join MBBS start worrying about PG entrance exams. I think it's good to plan ahead and, have an idea about where you want to be in the future, but that should not be your main focus. MBBS itself is a very taxing course. The academics and all the other opportunities that you're presented with during that time. And when the time comes, you can put in the extra effort that is needed to get where you really want to be. But don't stress about the next competitive exam as soon as you just crossed one to get into MBBS.
Right. Thank you so much for spending time with us once again, Shivani.
Yes, ma'am.
And all the best for a wonderful future medical career.
Thank you. Thank you so much.